Have a nice day. 1 degree Celsius on Terra Luna. Power is centralized, and crime rates are supposedly declining. By accomplice, I mean that it fell in value alongside Terra Luna Classic before the bear market wiped them both out. And there are several failed enterprises, both large and little. Be sure to like this post if you agree with my assessment of how this will influence the market as a whole, and specifically Terra Luna Classic, which is filing for bankruptcy. According to what he supposedly told the company's representatives, the company is preparing to file for bankruptcy very soon. The Celsius bankruptcy documents reveal a corporation in serious financial distress. The majority of its liabilities are deposits from customers, amounting to around $1.2 billion. There are many who think they don't have any obligation to make a contribution. Here, you can see that their debt amounts to almost $5.500 billion. According to the balance sheet, I owe $5.5 billion to creditors, a shortfall of $1.2 billion, and I have $4.72 billion in liabilities, while I have $600 million in mining assets worth $720 million, $1.75 billion in Celsius assets, company stock, and a value of $720 million in Celsius. And they said, a large number of tokens will be returned to their holders. As a result, a new token was created, but it was issued for the purpose of a bankruptcy auction. As they asserted, they had begun making payments on the obligation. They did pay off the debt, but they don't want to repeat the mistakes that led to customers losing their Bitcoin in the first place. Maintain business as usual as we reorganize, they advise. Withdrawals will remain on hold for the time being. They are eager to communicate with the owners again. What you're saying is something I fully endorse. That name sounds suspiciously like MT. Cox. Customers of Celsius have made some headway in the 2.0 court process that could lead to the return of their deposits in the distant future. Just now, Celsius filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection and imposed a financial reorganization on the company. Now we have yet another major corporation going belly up. This has caused widespread panic. The bear market has nothing to do with the fact that they are currently in the red. This means that we have no idea what will happen to the holders. After Terra Luna Classic, we only know it crashed. We all know that this is terrible for a market. Why, for instance, would consumers risk their money on products that are guaranteed to fail in the year after a bad market? Bitcoin may have lost 34% over the past year, but it's still up 1,000% over the past 5 years. Wow, that's awesome. Wow, that's fantastic. 7,000 is the old average. Originally, there were only 3,600 instead of 5,000. 2017 August/July. So, we're still looking at another 5 years. Alright, but this is a real bear winter, and the last 3 months have been a negative 50% from the previous quarter. The price of Bitcoin has fallen by about $20,000. Those are some very absurd totals, to say the least. That doesn't make me happy. However, a lot of actual crypto is just tumbling down hard and isn't satisfying people. And that's the crux of the matter. The question that will be answered in the future is this: where do we go from here? A letter signed by Alex McKenzie indicates the company may sell Bitcoin mined in-house as part of its Bitcoin mining operation to generate adequate assets, and also Voyager's plan to file for Chapter 11 protection. At the moment, that is what is happening right now, and we can see it. In the event of a bear market, consumers may be reluctant to utilize their 2.0 coins, which might lead to astronomical prices for old coins and the cryptocurrency market as a whole. Users are reluctant to download programs with a bad reputation for crashing. We are currently in a state of uncertainty. As for what will happen in Celsius, I can't say I have a lot of expertise in that area. I really hope that everyone who used Celsius gets their money back, and that Celsius is the best case scenario. And I think that's the greatest option for everyone involved. I mean, I don't know what to say. They filed for bankruptcy, and it's not looking well because of their deficit. Due to refunds to holders, the deficit is $1.2 billion. Luna launched an additional airdrop for a whole new token, right? However, you can't do that for 4.4 degrees Celsius, since several of them offered free returns to the point where even YouTubers fell for it. Can I get your thoughts on this? Kindly inform me right away. Leave a comment and I'll update you folks. I won't be using it again. P1.